Cry of Balintawak spearheaded the beginning of the Philippine Revolution against the Spanish Empire. Around August 1896, the Katipunan led by Andres Bonifacio rose up in revolt somewhere in an area referred to as Caloocan, which is the present-day Quezon City. The term cry was originally referred to the first clash between the Guardia Civil and the Katipuneros. On the other hand, this also refers to the tearing up of their community tax certificates, or also known cedulas personales, in defiance of their allegiance to Spain, and was literally accompanied by patriotic shouts.
Up to this date, the exact date and location of the Cry of Balintawak is still argued because of the competing accounts and ambiguity of the place it was held. In this video, we will introduce 5 accounts or versions from different persons in the Philippine history which are related to the Cry of Balintawak. They are Dr. Pio Valenzuela, Santiago Alvarez, Gregoria de Jesus, Lieutenant Olegario Diaz, and Guillermo Masangkay.
Starting off with the account of Dr. Pio Valenzuela. Valenzuela is a Filipino physician and a revolutionary leader. He was only 23 years old when he joined the Katipunan, where together with Andres Bonifacio and Emilio Jacinto, they formed the secret chamber in the Katipunan named Kamara. He also took charge of the first and only official publication of the Katipunan, Ang Kalayaan. He is an eyewitness of the cry of Pugad Lawin.
The first place of refuge of Andres Bonifacio, Emilio Jacinto, Procopio Bonifacio, Teodoro Plata, Aguido del Rosario, and myself was in Balintawak. The first 5 arriving there on August 19 and I on August 20, 1896. The first place where some 500 members of Katipunan met on August 22, 1896 was the house and yard of Apolonio Samson at Kangkong. Aside from the persons mentioned above, among these there were Brescio Pantas, Alejandro Santiago, Ramon Bernardo, Apolonio Samson, and others. Here, views were only exchanged and no resolution was debated or adopted. It was at Pugad Lawin, the house, storehouse, and yard of Juan Ramos, son of Melchor Aquino, where over 1,000 members of the Katipunan met and carried out considerable debate and discussion on August 23, 1896. The discussion was on whether or not the revolution against the Spanish government should be started on August 29, 1896. After the tumultuous meeting, many of those present tore their cedula certificates and shouted, "Long live the Philippines! Long live the Philippines!"
Another version of the cry, which launched the Philippine Revolution, is written by Santiago Alvarez, a prominent Katipunan warlord of Cavite, son of Mariano Alvarez, and relative of Gregorio de Jesus. Unlike Masangkay, Samson, and Valenzuela, Alvarez was not an eyewitness of the historic event. Hence, this version cannot be accepted as equal in weight to that given by actual participants of the event. Although Alvarez was in Cavite at that time, this is his version of the first cry.
Sunday, August 23, 1896. As early as 10 o'clock in the morning, at the barn of Cabezang Melchora, at a place called Sampalucan, Barrio of Bahay Toro, Katipuneros met together. About 500 of these arrived, ready and eager to join the Supremo, Andres Bonifacio and his men. Monday, August 24, 1896, there were about 1,000 Katipuneros. The Supremo decided to hold a meeting inside the big barn under his leadership. The meeting began at 10 o'clock in the morning. It was 12 o'clock noon when the meeting adjourned amid loud cries, "Long live the sons of the country."
One of the participants in the drama of Philippine Revolution was Gregoria de Jesus. She is the wife of Supremo and also known as the Lakambini of the Katipunan. She was the custodian of the secret documents, seal and some weapons, and risked her life in safeguarding the Katipuneros. After the outbreak, she went to Caloocan with her parents. When the Spanish authorities are coming to arrest her, she fled to Manila to join Bonifacio in the mountains and share the hardships of a patriot life with him. According to De Jesus, the first cry occurred near the Caloocan on August 25, 1896.
The activities of the Katipunan had reached nearly all corners of the Philippine archipelago, so that when its existence was discovered and some of the members arrested, we immediately returned to Caloocan. However, as we were closely watched by the agents of the Spanish authorities, Andres Bonifacio and other Katipuneros left the town after some days. It was when the uprising began, with the first cry for freedom on August 25, 1896. Meanwhile, I was with my parents. Through my friends, I learned that the Spaniards are coming to arrest me. I fled town at 11 p.m. secretly through the rice fields to La Loma going to Manila. I was treated like an apparition in every house where I tried to rest. I was driven away because they were frightened for their own lives. The house I visited were seized and punished, and some exiled. One of them is my uncle. I visited him that night to kiss his hand, and he died in exile.
It is interesting to note that Captain Olegario Diaz, Spanish commander of the Guardia Civil Veterana of Manila, who investigated the discovery of the Katipunan, also included in his official report findings on the site and date of the first rally of the revolution. According to his report, the first cry occurred at Balintawak on August 25, 1896 as follows.
The conspiracy having been discovered, Bonifacio and his followers hurriedly fled to the nearby town of Caloocan. On the 23rd of August, year 1896, Bonifacio moved to the barrio of Balintawak, now Balintawak, followed by 200 men from Caloocan. On the 24th, they were attacked by the Guardia Civil in the outskirts of the said town, and they retreated to their hiding places. The Supreme Council called for a big meeting to be held the following day in the above-mentioned barrio. More than 5,000 members attended. The meeting began with a discussion of what course should be taken in the face of the new situation and in view of the arrests that were being made. There were some who were disposed to go back and surrender to the Spanish authorities. Bonifacio was strongly opposed to such a course. He was for taking up arms at once. Put to a vote, Bonifacio's proposal was approved by an overwhelming majority. See how strong an influence he wields. Orders were immediately sent out to Manila, Cavite, Nueva Ecija, and other provinces for the Katipuneros to strike at dawn on Sunday, August 30th.
The historic first rally of the Philippine Revolution occurred at the rustic barrio of Balintawak on August 26, 1896, according to a witness account by Katipunan General Guillermo Masangkay, Bonifacio's childhood friend. He was also responsible for the enactment of the law in 1920, declaring the 30th of November as Bonifacio Day. and the erection of the Bonifacio Monument in Caloocan City. He died at the Veterans Memorial Hospital on May 31, 1963 at the age of 96. His account is as follows.
At about 9 o'clock in the morning of August 26, the meeting was opened with Andres Bonifacio presiding and Emilio Jacinto acting as secretary. The purpose was to discuss when the uprising was to take place. He told the people that the leaders were arguing against starting the revolution early and appealed to them in a fiery speech in which he said, "You remember the fate of our countrymen who were shot in Bagumbayan. Should we return now to the towns, the Spaniards will only shoot us. Our organization has been discovered and we are all marked men. If we don't start the uprising, the Spaniards will get us anyway. What then do you say?" "Revolt!" the people shouted as one. Bonifacio then asked the people to give a pledge that they were to revolt. He told them that the sign of slavery of the Filipinos were the cedula tax charged each citizen. "If it is true that you are ready to revolt, I want to see you destroy your cedulas. It will be a sign that all of us have declared our severance from the Spaniards." The Cry of Balintawak occurred in August 26, 1896. The cry, defined as the turning point when the Filipinos finally refused Spanish colonial dominion over the Philippine Islands. With tears in their eyes, the people as one man pulled out their cedulas and tore them into pieces. It was the beginning of the formal declaration of the separation from the Spanish rule. Long live the Philippine Republic, the cry of the people.
Up until now, historians are still in debate on which this historical event started and located. Is it on Balintawak on August 26? Is it on Kangkong on August 22? In Pugad Lawin on August 23? Or in Bahay Toro on August 24? It is quite confusing, right? According to Dr. Milagros Guerrero, Ramon Villegas, and Emmanuel Encarnacion, all these mentioned places are in Balintawak or Caloocan. And if all the accounts are combined and scrutinized, Bonifacio and the Katipunan were constantly moving from one place to another in order to avoid the Spaniards. Therefore, different meetings were held, and this is why many of the witnesses remembered various cries of Balintawak.
The Cry of Balintawak is commemorated as National Heroes Day, a public holiday in the Philippines. Every year, this falls on the fourth Monday of August. Initially, National Heroes Day was celebrated on 30th of November as it was the birthday of Bonifacio.